All right, I somehow got into this, but for those people joining, it's a whole lot more fun live. So please join us live. It tends to be a little boring later to watch, but of course you're welcome to do so. We're gonna tonight. Mason brought this by. This has been ported by a really good dude, but somehow the seals didn't get installed. So this is a project for somebody, and I'm sort of coming in the middle of this, but anyway, all I'm doing is going to put some seals in that. But I've got the 359 here, and I finally got the parts, I think, to do that. And what a mess! And so I'm going to clean up while we're waiting for people. So, for those people that haven't done this before, they're welcome to question, comment, or anything like that during live. It's a whole lot more fun if people do that. Makes my day more fun. Makes your day more fun. All that fun stuff. So, going to bring you up here. That way I can see comments in real time.
Comments.
I don't catch all of them, but I do try. And we do have our moderators, Ken and James. I don't know if they'll show up tonight, but hopefully they will. So I'm packed with stuff, and we have Christmas with the goodies here. We got all kinds of stuff that showed up to do all these builds. And the one thing that didn't show up, I misordered on the 288 stuff. I've only got one gasket instead of two, so I need to get that. So we'll get it. So 8 people here. I don't see any comments. There, James is here. Good. Okay. All right, so let's work on all this fun stuff. Get things out the way. Those are 359 clips. Everything else, we'll just throw it over there for now. I do want to get to Bob's 288s. Hey, Keith. Yeah, the Solo is really pretty, so I got to clean this off and make this kind of nice so I can work on this thing. That and the garbage. Oh, we got Christmas here. Don't worry, we all kinds of fun stuff today. Pate's Performance. Patrick's here. Hey, Patrick. Will's here. Okay. Just to show this to Will real quick. So here's a 455 Rancher clutch cover, and these have a really nice side tensioner on them. This is a nice upgrade for the 359, for the 350, 345, 346 XP even, all that stuff. This is a beautiful upgrade for that 455 Rancher cover. So the downside is these are not cheap, but if you want to get the aftermarket ones, they have started knocking these off. So most companies have these for sale for about $60 a shot. These are not cheap. Sometimes you can do a little better on eBay. Mike's here. I buy cheap. I do buy cheap, but if cheap doesn't work, you have to go expensive. And it all depends. Like, if you have a really nice saw, you got to buy the nice stuff. You know, you want things to match. All right, let's get rid of this for the moment, and because we're gonna get to that. This 359. Just want to do a little bit of cleanup here, so that I have a fairly nice surface to work on this, because this is powder coated case. I mean, this is pretty nice. We don't need any trouble. You know what I mean? So let's see here. 6302 is the bearing. It's an odd bearing. And this side, it doesn't say on there, but it's also a bit of an odd bearing compared to what I usually do. So Mason brought this by. Somebody else owns this, and the seals needed to be installed, and Mason was feeling a little squeamish. So the concern here has to do with the lip. You can see that. So what happens is when you put the seal over that and try to push it in, the seal puckers. Now this is an OEM seal, and the apparently took 8 weeks to get. No, 8 months. Hang on a second. Took a long time to get this seal. Hang on. What did... Took 8 months to get these seals, these two seals. So let's look at something here. I'm just going to tell you live on YouTube. Apparently from Solo, these are hard to get. I don't know why. Maybe something was on back order. It's all kind of stupid in my opinion. Yeah, I know, don't mess them up. But, don't mess them up. Why? Are they something special? You know? How special can they be? Let's find out. So let's see if we can measure these and see if, in fact, they are really something super special or not. So the outer diameter, 28 millimeters. This is a 288 XP or 394 seal. 28 millimeters. Well, that's interesting. What's the size of the crank here? It's going to be a little difficult to measure. 17 millimeters. Okay. 288 crank. I know, no pressure. Don't worry, they're not going to get messed up. We're going to do it right. 17 millimeters. It's a hair under 16, but essentially it's a 17 millimeter crank. 17 millimeters. So the outer diameter is the same. The inner diameter is the same. So the seals are effectively designed for the same purpose. How about the thickness? 4.8, 4.9, essentially a 5 millimeter thick seal. 5 millimeter thick seal. So why the devil did it take so long? It's a stinking seal. I don't know. Seemed kind of stupid to me. So let's look at the seals otherwise. The OEM one, to me, the spring, now see if we can look at this closely. Let's see if I can get this stupid thing to focus. There. You see the spring there? Hey, Stanley. It almost looks like it wants to pop out just sitting there. That kind of worries me. This one, not so much. The OEM one worries me just a little bit. Now, I understand what it took to get these, so I'll put the OEM one in. But still, it worries me a little bit. Here's the other thing about the OEM seal. It's a single lip, not a double lip. This is a double lip seal. I have no idea why they would use a single lip seal on a saw like this. That said, we'll put it in, but not before we check something. One other thing. So this is a 28 17.5 seal. That's number one. This other seal actually has the markings right on it. 15.24.7. 15.24.7. Now I don't know why it's so deep. I don't think it would need to be 7 millimeters deep. So if you found a 15.24.6, I think that would probably be fine. I don't see, and this is actually a double lip seal for the flywheel side. This one looks, for seals, I prefer this one, this design over this one. I don't, just doesn't make any sense. There's my opinion on that. Let's see if we can get in. But we're going to do a test run first. This is a Husky OEM, effectively OEM Coke can trick. Let's see. Doesn't go over there. You gotta use the bigger one, theoretically. Let's see if I can do it, if it'll do it. Yeah. So the rubber seal will slide over that and then out without popping out the spring. Yeah, I would use the double lip seal too. I have been instructed to put this one in. Is that better on the picture? Okay. So I have been instructed to put in the OEM seal. I will follow my instructions. So I'm going to put, okay. Always love dropping stuff. Okay, let's do, brake cleaner. Put this on the outside of the seal, just to make sure it's got no oils on it. And we're going to do brake cleaner on the lip. There we go. And some anaerobic sealer. This is how I do them. And we're also going to put a little bit of grease if I can. Just a tad of grease on the crank itself. You put a little bit here. So there's a little bit of grease on the rubber. But you want this is Loctite 518 anaerobic sealer. This is cheap insurance. That's all this is. And very gently slide it on down. Now, let's see, will this work? Yeah. Okay. This is, do as I say, not as I do. Don't use this for a seal installer, but I'm going to drive this down to flush and see how it looks. Just want it even all the way around. I don't know. It looks friggin' weird. Not having that other lip. But there you have it. It's driven in flush, Mason. So, just to screw everybody up, there is a dent somehow in the casting here. I would assume that's for the oiler. So you drive it flush to this side of the casting, not this side. That's kind of screwy. I don't know. I don't see any reason why you can't use a 394 seal and why you wouldn't prefer it. Nice, Will. All right. Now let's do something here, which I should have done on the other side and didn't do. So apologize for that, but let's get a depth measurement. 7.5. And this is 7. So again, I think we just drive this flush and it'll be fine. Now we don't necessarily need to use the Coke can trick here because this is a very lightly tapered shaft. There's no step. So it won't be a problem just to slide this on nice and easy. That said, let's get back to our brake cleaner. And let's use again a little bit of grease right here just on the shaft and a little bit of brake cleaner. There we go. And our Loctite 518 anaerobic sealer. Again, this is the sleeve installer, Husky sleeve installer, which will be the same size for this. Side, which you can use or not, doesn't really matter. The taper is already there, so you don't necessarily need it. And now we have to very gently and carefully tap that down. Again, these are the crank tools. These are not necessarily intended for driving seals. But most assuredly, they do work. And just make sure it goes in straight. That's all. You do not really want to drive it much beyond flush. So now an actual punch would be better, just because you're going to drive it down to flush on the side. So don't need a super duper punch, just a big fat Allen will work. So now your crank seals are installed. What do you think, Mason? And no worries about puckering at all. That's what these sleeves are for. And you can get these sleeves. These are Husqvarna sleeves, or you can use the Coke can trick. Either way, I found his work perfectly. Tippity tap, tappity tap. I just don't like the PTO side seal. I don't like the design of that. That's me. So looks like a powdered case. Mike, did you do this one? All right, I'll put this aside carefully. And Mason, you can come pick it up whenever you like. So speaking of Mason, so Mason came by today, and I was telling him about the woes of the tiller. So bought this tiller, and new old stock. It's brand new, but 30 years old. Put a quart of gear oil in the crankcase. It seems to me like there was never any oil in it, which is at least a little weird. See the bar pad? This is a Solo 665, and it was gray of some kind. Okay. Yeah. Not yours. Okay. Just curious. So, anyway, the yesterday when I used the tiller, when I put the gear oil in it, in the gearbox, the main gearbox, the motor runs great. Beautiful old cast iron Kohler, just runs great. And I went to till. I got a couple of passes done, and for some reason the gearbox locked up. And I tried adjusting the belts and getting it and the gearbox forward or reverse, it wouldn't go anywhere. And it's not like I'm not used to using the tiller. My dad's had one for 30 years, and I've used it plenty, so I know. I'm very familiar with the functionality of the tiller. But the darn thing locked up. And I'm like, what the heck? Why did it just brand new? So Mason and I went out there today, fiddling around with it. It's free. Turns free. The gearbox turns free. I was thinking, shoot, I got to take the whole thing apart. The bearings are locked up, rusted, whatever. Turns free. Started the motor, started right up, no problem. Went, tilled, did 4 passes. Beautiful. Beautiful. I have no idea. I mean, what the heck happened? Between gears, whatever, I don't know. It was just like the weirdest thing ever. So, it was going to be a bad day. Wasn't a bad day, it kept going. I don't know. So, the tiller fiasco is over, more or less. Now on to this 359. Hopefully the tiller runs good. The one thing we were missing last night on the 359 so the gearbox takes like 3.5 quarts of oil, and I only put a quart in there. I didn't know how much it took. So my bad on that. By the way, little puck. There's the part number. This is the tank vent on the 359. These are pretty common. And I'll show you the trick to these. And this has a cast-in thing here, so the vent is... Yeah, I'm just gonna... Great, now where did it go? There it is. You put it in, you just tap it in. Nothing fancy. Now, why are these always... It's right in there. Why do these always pop out? I don't know, but I'm going to show you the trick to make it so they don't. So here's the big puck. I put it in there a little bit, and then what I do, take my soldering iron, and you just touch it, 3 spots, tripod it effectively, and make sure it doesn't pop out. Worst comes to worst later, you grind on a little bit, so what? This plastic is resilient to that. All you're trying to do is create a little plastic tab by just touching this. It does not take much. There. A little lip that it has to traverse, and it's not going to like to, you know. Hey, Jay. First comment, relaxed style, good group of people. Yeah, we have a good group of people. Thanks, Jay. Welcome. Yeah, in general, we're in a good group. And we have fun. And we learn. And all that fun stuff, which is exactly what it's supposed to be, right? Very relaxed. Except when I'm not relaxed. And then things get tense. And then I get upset. Especially when I'm missing something stupid. Like a little puck. Anyway. So let's put the tank on. Here's hoping that that this fits. Now this, actually, before we do that, yeah, we've got these sticking out. Let's get a 4mm. You just pull them out and you put them back later. Not a big deal. Hey, Jason. This is a much easier tank to install than, like, say, a 372. So tank vents installed. You're going to want to put these positioners back fairly soon in the process here. The rubber piece goes down and in, and then your positioner or limiter, whatever you want to call them. Your limiter screw goes on. Again, this is the first 359 I have ever done. While on this, I've done plenty of 350s and 346s, which are very similar. but I've never done specifically this chassis. So chain catcher, and this one's nice. A lot of chain catchers I see are all messed up. So if you see a saw that's got a chain catcher that's all screwed up, you gotta drive the price down, you know. It drives the price down, it just does. Again, the AV buffer here, limiter, whatever you want to call it. Very similar on a Husky 350. I think up here we have a long screw. And these are, they're square on the end, captured, so don't let them move on you. They want to twist. Good. So we can tackle this any way you like here. Doesn't really matter which way you want to go. Let's get some parts going here. So there's some things in here that I need and some things in here that I don't need. This. So some stuff I can send right back to Brian and say thank you, but I don't need it. You know. Rubber for the oiler goes down in there. And looks like you can orient that however you like. Oiler. So these oilers actually work pretty darn good. So yep, just takes it right out and shoots it out the other side. This is freed up. Put the right there. Now, there's one question. Is there a washer supposed to be over the seal? I don't think so. If I find one later, I'll let you know, but I don't think that there's a washer supposed to be over the seal. This is flange bolts, coarse thread, but not here. This one oiler bolt is not a flange bolt. There we go. And the other oiler piece, which is here, and sits up just like that. And basically, the cap here holds that whole thing down. Now I'm not going to replace the tensioner here because we already have the tensioner in the clutch cover, so we don't need to replace that. One little piece. Hang on a second. There was this little foam piece here, and I have no idea why, but I'm going to put it back there. No idea why it was there. Perfect. Now we use the flange bolts for here, I believe. Yep. There's actually two on this, as opposed to on the 350. I believe there's only one. I'll hold it back here. Hey Brian, just sucks can't go any bigger on the head and piston. You can, but it's work. So one guy on the forum, if you want to look, put a 272 head on this. So I will let you guys look that up and decide for yourself whether that's worth it or not. Here's your pinion. That's the oiler worm. And then we need a bearing. I'm going to guess which one it is. Is it this one? Yeah. And we need 7-pin rim. This one is this one's a little bit on the worn side. Didn't work, but there you go. Clutch. Go. Again, you can tighten that on, but I won't over tighten that for the moment. What's next? So yeah, I'll hit that later. Let's do a flywheel. Actually, let's do the jet here. With a, of course, there's coarse thread bolt again. Brian, yeah, this is a 375 top end. 375. 357 XP. Oh my, where's my brain? 357 XP top, and it basically is the best top end for this. If you want a little bit more juice, you can use the crank stuffers. A little better acceleration, at least in some cases. What else? But that's, yeah. I didn't use crank stuffers here. I think this is going to run just fine. All I did was a base gasket delete here, and you're definitely going to have plenty of juice. And I modify saws all the time. I go in and port things and do the machine work and all that jazz. But on a brand new OEM head, let it run, let it break in, fiddle with, let it run, get the hours out of it. And if you decide to port it later, port it later. That's kind of how I feel about it. I hate grinding on brand new heads, something about it bothers me. So this flywheel has been cleaned. There you go. I do like to use a little bit of blue Loctite here. And this flywheel nut has its own built-in washer. So let's undo this and put piston stop. This is just a piece of nylon rope. I use it as a piston stop. It's pretty much the best way to stop the piston from moving. You don't damage anything. And I do not go to factory spec. I know factory spec is considerably higher than what I go to, but with blue Loctite on there, make sure it's clean. You don't have a problem. You have a 272. Yeah, you can do the 272 head, but it takes TIG welding and machine work like crazy. A bunch of JB weld. For this saw, it's cool to make a hybrid like that, but it's an awful lot of work. Actually, let's put a little bit of, again, blue Loctite here. So when doing starter pawls, washer goes down first. And hopefully I'm putting these down right. So if they tighten up prematurely, obviously you don't want that. You don't want the spring underneath the bolt here. So make sure it works, before you cinch it down. There you go. There's one. First things first is that silly washer. And they tend to disappear. This one didn't. It's here. Thank goodness. Mike, you sent a couple of pics of Dolomite. Cool. Ladies and gentlemen, in case you guys don't know, Mike Baddow is here and joining us. Probably out of sheer boredom, but thank you for coming, Mike. And for all your powder needs, talk to Mike. So if you need a crankcase powdered, he's pretty much the guy. he also happens to have a particular affinity for my crank tools, which is always nice. Oh, Mike, I already saw the pictures. I saw. Yeah, I I grind on OEM heads. I just don't grind on brand new ones. You know, that's kind of where I'm at. If it's brand new, then I don't grind on it. At least I haven't lately. There's something about it bothers me. Okay. Um, let's do the coil. I think this is a Jason. I from Jason Scott. I got this coil from Jason. I remember, right? I need the bolts that go there, and I think I have them on this other case half. No, took them off. Where'd they go? They're here somewhere. Oh, don't do that to me. Those are coarse thread bolts. Coarse thread bolts. That have somehow now disappeared. It's okay. I have others. Just it's kind of dumb that I save something specifically and it disappears, you know. There's that. That goes on in there in a minute. They were there. Attached to the old crankcase. Aha. Aha. I found one. I know where they are now. They're in here. Oh, yeah. Those are different. Hang on. They'll both work, but one looks a shade different than the other. They're the same. Okay. That's it. Just for the heck of it. You guys should see the boxes I have in here. Just for the heck of it. Ah, you know what? There's one right here. My other box of goodies. Okay. Bump. Now, I have no idea why they'd use coarse thread in a magnesium case. Should be fine thread, in my opinion, but they used coarse. A little bit loose. Need a business card. Put the business card in there. Mr. Small Engine Bearing Springs into auction. So many small engines, old chainsaws, wouldn't believe it. Oh, there's a lot of stuff out there. What's the difference, new or used? Ported. I don't know. Something about I don't know. It's so pretty to look at. I'm like, I can't grind on this. There it is. And somewhere in there. Oh. Right, the ground goes there. Just like on a 350. I don't know why, but again, it could go somewhere else, but it doesn't have to travel all the way from there. Always nice to have these locking hemostats around if you're building these things. It's on there. Let's see if this goes under here, like I think it will. Pull all that out. See if I can slide this. Nope, doesn't go under, goes over the top. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I still want to actually put that under there. Like that. Then this does have to fit up this way. And this tab here fits there. The air dam or the air jet piece basically grabs this plastic shroud. You don't want the wires running into that bolt there, so make sure to tuck them all in just right. You run them. And run them right in to the airbox. They got twisted. Untwist them. There we go. Nice, neat, straight. That piece is there. So I think at this point we can put the starter on. So let's get that. Where do we have that? Okay. Starter. This came from Barry's Chainsaw Shop from eBay from Westmoreland, New Hampshire. And he is also known as Agrarian on OPE Forum. Phillips head. These are captured proprietary bolts. Make sure that turns before you do anything. Good. Okay. We're really moving. Carburetor next. I wasn't exactly sure what I was going to do, but I have an EL42 right here. I don't know how I got it. It says C3 EL42. These are the carburetors for this. So and what I don't like are the limiters. So let's see if we can get those off. And before things go flying and end up in the crankcase, there. And as usual, gotta break out the Dremel tool for something. Just want to smooth it off, that's all. So what I also did was made these notches a little bigger. That way it's easier to get in there with a screwdriver and tune it. Why did you not do that? So here's your on-off switch and air horn. Air horn. And these go in pretty easy. There's really no rocket science here. Just make sure it's right side up and upside down. There we go. Sometimes it's nice to pop in the choke there. And this buffer here goes in, and then you have to put this buffer in as well. and you need a big screwdriver for that, kind of like a shoehorn. Missed. Too big of a screwdriver. There we go. Okay. So again, just like a 350 or 346 XP, it really is not a whole lot different. This is just like a big brother kind of to that saw. And the two screws get threaded down nice and easy. Hopefully it goes in. Nope. Missed. That other one would not let it be straight. There we go. There, that screw is threading in. There's no gaskets here. The rubber and basically the rubber holds it. And a ball end Allen on your drill would work too, of course. Not over tight. Wire goes on here for the kill wire. That's ground. And when the two meet, basically you get shut off. This has to fit just in the right spot over here. There you go. Just presses in. Nice and easy. So like that, it's off. Like that, it's on. Very simple. Okay. I'm going to run this line here down and under. The fuel line I'm going to run down and under here somehow and back up and over. Let's first make sure that the throttle doesn't get in the way of that. And I've got pieces there too. This is, I believe, a different, this is the same baffle here, but it's a different throttle piece than the 350 uses. Looks similar. I do believe it indeed is different. This baffle piece is ripped. Jump. This. As it's going down, just slide right in. There we go. And now over on the throttle, there's a little tiny little spring. Grab it, pull it out to the side. Gentle like. My circlip pliers work great for that. Then you push the throttle all the way forward and slide it, the throttle rod in, and then the spring goes back over it as a keeper. Done. And this is going to come neatly around and right in, but I don't need quite that length. What I do like is a little bit of grease. Gas line on. Fuel line is on. What I'm going to do, the fuel nipple, I need to move down slightly. If I can get it. I don't know if I can get it. A little bit out of the way makes a difference so that things don't rub. That's all. Yep. So that not in the way of the choke and whatnot. All right. Cleaned up the air filter. Good. Well, we're getting there. These clippy things, I think, just clip in. Yep. There we go. So a couple other things to kind of finalize, but we're getting there. Hey, Tim. Whoa. Jason and Tim, and okay, hang on. You guys are having fun. That's good. Okay. Muffler next. Okay, so the thing with the muffler, this one's kind of in a little bit of rough shape, but it'll work. The thing with mufflers is that they have these baffles in them. And truth be told, I don't know much what to do with it. think I'm going to throw these bolts out. Truth be told, I think the easier thing here to do is to get an aftermarket muffler. And do they even have them? I don't even know. Hang on a second. I got to look. Give me half a second to look at this. I'm just on the HL Supplies site here. Yeah, they have an aftermarket muffler, which might be a whole lot better to get because... So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put this muffler on as it is, rather than trying to go in there and modify it. It's got a baffle in here and a tube. eBay has a dual port one. Yeah, so I might just put this in there for now rather than trying to, because there are guys that take these apart and yeah, no. No, here's the other bolt. So here's the deflector. Figure out exactly which side where we use this. Probably just like that. All right. The next question is, what about a muffler gasket? Which I may or may not have. Oh, here, let's see. This is for $350. If it'll fit, I'd be intrigued. No. It won't. Okay, so it's $359. So I gotta go upstairs and get the gasket kit. At least I think I had the gasket kit upstairs. Oh, too much junk. Yeah, it was flat. A thick sheet of paper with some writing on the back. Some of my permanent marker writing. Alright, for the sake of keeping things moving, I will forget about the gasket for the moment, because apparently that disappeared too. It's around here. I just saw it, but it's not here, so whatever. Okay. That goes over there for the moment. So heck with the gasket. I'm just going to put this on because we got to get this thing to pop. And I'm going to order, I'll order more gaskets, but I'll order a different muffler here. But I need, I believe, M6. Yeah, M6. Doesn't work. We still going? We're still going. Somebody's texting me. Okay. Again, what you do here is you actually put the shield, then the gasket, then the muffler. And again, I'm going to get a different muffler for this because I think it's just going to be easier. Oh, Joe's texting me. Wow, Joe's got something apart. Oh, forget that. Oh, yuck. Yeah, Mike sent me a couple of pictures here. I'm pretty sure Dustin already showed me these cases. Yeah, they're beautiful. Okay, gotta bring it up again. Muffler bearings, yeah. No, I'm not going to paint this one. If this was going on here permanently, then yeah, I would probably shine this up quite a bit. Maybe even put some rust inhibitor on it. But right now, no. Bolt on the side here, I believe is flanged. And I think that bolt is fine thread instead of coarse thread. Yeah, M5. Again, just holding the muffler bracket on. I don't have cats. No kitties. There we go. Dog bolts. Now those do also look like fine thread bolts. And this dog here is a little warped. Fixed. Just like that. Right, those are all head bolts over there, so I'll use a couple of kind of medium length flange bolts. These are nifty bolts. Maybe I'll just use these. A little bit of Loctite. Just want to make sure the clutch is reasonable tight. All right. This, we're going to change the length on this. It's about, half an inch too long. So I'm going to pull that off there. Just pull it through. I like to start these with an awl. Get the hole, punch it all the way through. Forgot something. Pretty much every time. I do it, but every stinking time. A little bit of grease. You go in there and grab that. Small pliers and pull through. Now you can put I find where I started the hole anyway. This is a lot like a fish hook, so you don't want to fish hook yourself. What's left? Top handle? There's a little nub here. I still have to tighten this a little bit. Which I can do right through there. Take the 4mm and go hold the handle in place and just make sure rotationally it's tight. Yeah. coarse threads. The two shorties on the bottom. Got one super expensive chainsaw is what you got. Should be able to get a compression check on this now. Again, lots of oil everywhere. Didn't do that before, so. I catch never-ending hell about the WD-40 thing. Just want to get it everywhere in there. Get a compression check. I'm going to guess 165, maybe 170. That's right, 170. How about 180? We're darn close to it. All right, who wants it? Needs an exhaust gasket. See if she pops, huh? Yeah, might have. The WD-40 definitely helps all kinds of stuff. But you know, a lot of different things work in funny ways. So, you know, after it all breaks in, it's all different. I'm looking around for gas caps. Hang on a second, guys. These are actually highway caps. They work just fine. Oh, I forgot about the chain brake. Hang on a second. Don't want to forget about that. Right, completely forgot about the chain brake. I know, you guys want to say pop. Let's pop it. Forgot my True Fuel. I'm going to get some more True Fuel down here. stuff here. Just want to make sure it's tight so it doesn't go flying. We'll get the chain brake. Just a second. Choke. It's on. Decomp. Feels good. There you go. Whoa, she smokes. Look at. A question about another 260 sent to you for repair. Okay. Go for it. Goes there. And then we have the chain brake. There. I should have run it longer. Yeah, I should have. But I didn't. Sorry. I don't know. I'm going to tighten that up fully because I need to put this other one in. And I guess this washer goes under here. And then there's a bolt that goes up here. For some reason, I'm not seeing it. One from a 350 will work. These are both coarse thread. Good. Nothing like a brand new fresh top cover. The case was cracked on the oiler side. They JB welded it. Thinks it caused any issues. Could be. Could be. Did you pressure test it and see if that's, that's an issue? Yeah, I definitely don't like. I think right here we can make a really nice opening. Oh, sorry. I think right here we can make a really nice opening, but I want to get the aftermarket can here, the Aftermarket Muffler, to do that on. I'll just send this back to Brian. So you want to make it really look like a saw? Let's make it really look like a saw. How about a 20-inch Suji? I need a chain. Not a brand new chain, but she is freshly ground. So get a couple of bar nuts. Let's get some new bar nuts, which I happen to have sitting around, just like everything else. Chain's not on backwards, Mega. Don't worry. There it is. How much more you guys want? You know? I know. Mike wants it ported. Impressive. Most impressive. You mean that, Mega? Yeah. Is that enough, smoke for you guys? So, not a beauty queen by any stretch. But we'll get a muffler on this. And away we go. Yeah, the other thing I need to do is grease. I got to grease that the bearing on there, but I'll use gotta use this greaser and grease the needle bearing. 9:30. Hey, Alan. Tuned in if you could. Yeah, well, I'll send this off to Mason if he wants to cut a couple cookies with it. He's welcome to do that. And sometimes he shows videos and sometimes he don't. But if he wants to show a video, that's up to him. So, anybody interested? Does anybody have any interest in this? £180 of compression is pretty good, you know. Ford diesel. If anybody has any interest, obviously they can let me know. Expensive is always good. I went to buy something. It's like, oh, my PayPal account's gone. Why? Because I've been buying 288 parts. Bob wants it. I know Bob wants it. So the real question is, all right, so I'll put the 18 people watching. How much do you guys think this is worth? I'm not saying what you'll pay that for it, but what do you guys think after seeing all this? So just to give you an idea of some of the costs on it, the head is like around the 140 mark. The crankcase itself was another 90. That was kind of my bad, but on there. The clutch cover alone is 50, 60 bucks. I don't know why she would think that, Bob. I have no idea. Mainly because you did. You know, I've got parts around here like crazy. Oh God, I'm in trouble now, huh? 575 bottom dollar. For the power head, yeah, 575, 600, 600 probably is about right for the power head. Probably have to do another $100 for the bar and chain plus shipping. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Kind of what I'm thinking. It's pricey. This thing is pricey. But what I forgot to show you, we have Christmas here, so and it's all about Bob really, plus shipping. It is an auction. It is an auction. Somebody offers me more, then I'd be shipping it out. You know. So a lot. I mean, some of this stuff is brand new, obviously, but some of this was me calling in favors to get, you know, and now I got to return favors because, well, that's just how it works, you know. But I think this is going to go to Mason so he can have fun. Super psyched that the dang tiller works. I don't know why it works, but it definitely does. So that's cool. Just got to make sure that this thing oils and we'll be. We're at auction. I'll start at $1. Hey, start wherever you like. The higher you end up, the better. Tell you what, I'll set the reserve price at 600 for the power head. Sound good? She goes, yeah, yeah, I know. Right, it's actually a real thread, you know. It's good. Sorry, Bob. I really. Actually, let's get to Bob's stuff because this is you know, might as well get to the 13 saws. Um, just to show. There's that one. These flywheels clean up so nice. Not perfect, but compared to how they were, oh, what a job. Okay, there's because there's goodies here I got to open. All kinds of goodies here I can send back to Brian to return the favor, but a high top air horn. Yes, I would love one. One would be great, Alan. I don't have any particular use for it for myself. Do me a solid. Email, yeah, Alan. Email me and oh, Joe's here. Here, Joe. Here. This is a 359, and so and Pat's here. Great. Joe, this is a 359. I just put a 357 head on, built basically from scratch, except for the fact that the crankcase came from Barry's Chainsaw Shop, Agrarian. And so I got the crankcase from him and basically built from scratch otherwise. The bearings and seals were beautiful, so I didn't even touch them. So basically pieced together with an OEM 357 head, the 455 Rancher cover, Sujihara bar. If you put a price on the power head, what do you think? What are you thinking, Joe? Fully rebuilt, ready to rock. What are you thinking? Base gasket delete, about 180 pounds of compression. What would you be thinking for money on that? And this is not the final muffler. I gotta put a 450. There's his price. I think it brings 450 all day long. That's easy money, no problem. Yep. I'm thinking a little higher just because of what I did, but yeah. It's at least 450. Yeah. Nadia, I had to go to the depot after that comment the other night, but paid delivery for 2 days now. Let's see. OEM head, new EL42 carburetor with the limiters trimmed, base gasket delete, 455 Rancher clutch cover, brand new top cover, complete otherwise, fresh and new, this and that. So, Joe, do you think 600 is possible for the power head? Did I show? No, I wasn't able to show. I can't. Well, here. Hang on. Let me see. Hang on, guys. Can I do that? That's a little gummed up, Joe. That's impressive. Joe's bench. Whoa. There you go. There's Joe's bench. Yeah, I can imagine. I think Powerhead $600. If you want the bar and chain, it's an additional 100. I think that's reasonable, plus shipping. You're gonna have to sit on it. I might sit on it for a bit. I'm just trying not to lose too much money on it, you know. Had to call in favors for parts and this, whatever. It doesn't matter. All right, let's move on. I wanted to move on to Bob's stuff because we have some goodies for Bob, and it's 9:30, so I'm not going to be doing any 288 building. But I did make a mistake. I made a mistake. I only got one gasket kit from HL Supply. I don't know why. I was planning on ordering two. For some dumb reason, I only ordered one. That was my bad. Oh yes, an extended warranty, of course, lifetime warranty. All right, some goodies. Right, you have to have a doghouse that is air conditioning. You don't have a doghouse that is air conditioning? Why not? All right, Bob's goodies. I need to get to building the 288s. I know that, but we're going to have to hit that tomorrow. Thank God on that tiller. I don't... Fix the camera. Oh, sorry. Thank God on that tiller it's okay. And I have no idea why it's okay. And I have no idea why it was locked up. Looky what I picked up. Brand new OEM carburetors for 288. Walbro WJ177s. So what I did, just so you know, Bob, what I did when I'm going to build these, I already sent this to you. So I made a list of what all this stuff cost, and because it got 2-page list of stuff, but you're only going to get charged for what I actually put on the saws because there's extra stuff in here. I know that there's extra stuff. And possibly some stuff that I didn't order and I missed or whatever. That's always possible, but hopefully not too much of that. So, 2 brand new 288 carburetors. Those go into that box. How's Larry? I have not heard from Larry. Not today anyway. I haven't seen him on here. Anybody hears from Larry, let me know. And this is e-replacement parts. Joe, I think so far I think Mason's tried both, and on the 288s that have the Walbro, he likes the Walbro better. But I'll definitely let you know. I mean, the 288s that we're doing here are OEM heads, but they're used OEM heads. Gonna put Meteor pistons in them, and they'll both have the Walbro carburetors. Oh, I did order a puck. There we go. That's nice. Filler handles for the 288. Yeah, things like these big pucks. I need more of them. So filler handles, nice fresh new wires, more pucks. roll pin so we can fix that one 288 handle. Nice new, fresh new bellows for the 288. Another roll pin. I think I ordered one of these else from SLE Equipment too. So, yeah. So all kinds of goodies. We're just going to throw them over there. That way they don't get lost. One other thing. I don't even know what's in here. I don't know where my thing went. I know at this point I understand, but I gotta be fair here. So I'm gonna make sure that as I build them, I keep notes about what goes into them. You know. You're missing dog. Well, Joe, did you just use a whole pile of brake cleaner on that thing to clean that out? I'm going to put this on. I'm actually keeping track of the parts. So this one's going to go on the nicer 288, and the used one will go on what we're going to call the ratty 288. They're both going to basically run identical, but one's just going to look more ratty than the other. Mike Batto, 675 for what? Oh yeah, you put in the ultrasonic. Good, yeah. My ultrasonic's been working overtime. That's a for sure. All right, what else do I got tonight? So the ratty 288 here, and I know Mike is going to yell at me. So here's the ratty 288, and look at these cases. Don't worry, it's gonna be nice. The paint's not nice, but it's gonna be nice. One of these cases had a crack here. Johnny Vance, how's it going? Hey Jade. Pat, yes, everybody. If you sent Pat, James, and Larry could also use any prayers you want to, thoughts and prayers you can send towards them. That would be good. Much appreciated. Anyway, so yeah, there's a little crack here, but for a ratty 288, this is going to be fine. Got to pull the seals. Got to pull the bearings. So there's our case halves, and tomorrow we're going to hit this hard. You know. I think I need to get some more gas caps. 24-inch bar. Too much stuff from HL Supply that I need to get. Ugh, killing me. You know what? While I'm at it, I need to. Caps. Bar. Muff. But also, I need to order HL Supply. I know I've got a bunch of. I just got an order today, which you guys haven't even seen, and I still need to order more stuff. Caps, bar, muffler. I don't think I need to order anything else 288. I think really we're pretty good here on the 288 stuff, which is great. So yeah, the other Christmassy stuff. Holy cow. just to show you what I got. Oh, we got some Meteor pistons. So these are nice. 288 Meteor pistons. 54 millimeter. Just going over in here. OEM gasket kit. I do like the highway gasket kits, but this was in stock, so I got that. The highway kit was not. OEM switches. Do not like the aftermarket switches. Pulleys. I'll refresh the whole pulley thing. Yeah, refresh the pulley in one of those. Decompression valves. The nice one's definitely getting a new one. I think the old one's going to be okay, but I don't know. I got a whole bunch of seals too, just in case we need those. Oh, I have two of these pulleys, maybe not. I do. Okay. Got two switches, two pulleys, and very importantly, these 288 highway handles are actually very nice. They do right nice. No complaints there. Another OEM switch and a highway pulley. So, all kinds of goodies. And we're going to start building at least that ratty one tomorrow. We'll pull the bearings out, pull the seals out, get these cases together, and as ratty as they look, we're going to make them nice and solid. Did I get that? Yep. Yeah, you missed the pop on the 359. The flip top. I have to look and see if those are available at HL Supply, but I will see if I can get those. Is Mike bidding $675 for the 359? Really? Okay. There's one bid. Just trying to go through the comments here. Taking a special order? I don't think. Bob, do you want the special flippy caps? I don't think you need them, but if you want special flippy caps, we get you special flippy caps. These aftermarket clutches work pretty good too. Send everybody the stimulus checks. You're okay. Yeah, I'm okay with the standard caps. Some people like the flippies, but I'll get you the standard caps. I just need to order more. What else, gentlemen? So I think that'll do it for me tonight. We're going to hit this tomorrow. Get the seals out of there. And get that all fresh and back together. Not getting a check. Yeah. Some of us are getting checks. Some of us are not. So, questions, comments, anything else? I do appreciate you guys hanging out. Mike, Joe, James, Jade, everybody, thank you so much for coming. Pat, great seeing you, and I hope you're feeling good and everything's good. Yeah, Joe, that's why I have a tap. and it works great. I run a tap through it and it works fine. Where's my tap? M12 1.25 left hand. There it is. Probably a Chinese tap. They're definitely not amazing, but does work. Bob, you're very welcome. I'm going to take really good care of your 13 saws. Yeah, you got to run a tap in there. So what? Let's see. He's worried. Let's pull it out. Let's see. It's just tight. That's all. The thing about Chinesium taps is that they are available. It's either that or you're spending $60 on one of these taps from McMaster car, which I had to do the other day. The 076s are M12 by 1.5, which I don't have in my toolkit, but we are getting that adapted to the toolkit. So I'll just run the tap into this and it'll be my nice and smooth, and then it works fine. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I know. Boo, boo, boo. Well, these aftermarket clutches work just fine once the taps are, once it's, I think there just ends up some corrosion or whatever in there. Again, just need the tap to get right in there. What else? Yeah, I've had quite the relationship with taps. I had to get that the McMaster tap just because there was just no hope of me getting one from China anytime soon. But it's 5 times the price for the amount that I use it. It was $63 plus shipping. They got it to me next day, which was great. Right, the O2 sensor cut. Yeah, yeah. Duh. Well, I'm definitely happy I got the tap, but I have lots of taps that I had to get from China to do with the crank tools, and that I have 4 or 5 taps sitting here that are all right hand because they sent me right hand taps instead of left hand taps. Whoops. Well, Bob's going to send that 359 this way, and we'll see what we can do. Right? I upgraded your 45 minutes. Yeah, that. What I'm really astounded. McMaster shipped it. It showed up the next day, so they're really obviously shipping from really close, which is great. Now I have to take a yeah. Everybody's taking a hit on the shutdown significantly, no question. If I really go on a saw. See, I can imagine where one is OEM worked over by Dustin. Yep, Dustin does a nice job. A lot of packing for 13 saws. Get packing, Bob. Jeez, what are you waiting for? I gotta go. Everybody, it's good talking to you. It's good seeing everybody. Good hanging out. Let's do this again. We're gonna hit this hard tomorrow when I am more awake. We will talk to you guys soon. Thank you very much for hanging out. I do really appreciate it. Everybody, be safe and enjoy your Friday night, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.